Would you like to be a guest on our podcast, Linking to the Afterlife? I will link you to a loved one in the world of spirit or one of your past lives. This is a free reading and we are scheduling right now. Send us an email, linkingpodcast@gmail.com, and I will send you all the information. Thank you. Hi, this is Donna, psychic medium and direct messenger for spirit. If this is your first episode, welcome. I invite you to listen to previous episodes where I link my guest with their loved one in the world of spirit. What started as one thing is morphing into so much more, not just for my guest, but for all of us. Thank you for listening. Letting go of everything we brought before this moment. State for me your first name and the phrase, "It's a beautiful day."
Hunter, it's a beautiful day.
Thank you, Hunter. Can you now state the first name of the loved one that you'd like to link with?
Wade.
Wade appears to be not elderly, but he looks a little older. I'm not too sure. But I feel very Western about him. Was he a cowboy? Did he have that kind of cowboy-esque about him if he walked into a room, or he always wore cowboy boots? Is this literal or figurative?
I think figurative, not really.
So he had a swagger about him. He might have, like when he walked into a room, he gained attention.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm just going to keep going with this because it is possible I don't have the person you're asking for. I have someone else. And he's walking to me with this swagger, his thumb in his belt buckle. This cowboy is in here now. Who is this cowboy?
Don't know.
Do you have any relation, or I don't know why he's making me think this is him, but I'm going to go with it because this is Donna and that's what I do.
Sure.
Are you familiar with Jerry Hicks?
Yes, I am.
So don't give me any more information. Do you have some sort of connection to him?
No.
But don't say anything else. Why would he be here? I don't know if you know me, but he was the first guy that I saw.
I do know that.
I don't know why he's showing up in a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, but he's saying, "This is me, Donna." Let's hear what he has to say first, okay? And then we'll hear, because it sounds like, for my listeners, it sounds like Hunter has a story about Jerry.
Okay.
Jerry's saying, don't forget, first of all, you can be whoever you want to be in the world of spirit. Don't forget that when you arrive in the afterlife, it is your responsibility to take responsibility of your own soul who is now present in the afterlife. So I agree with him, Hunter. Do you agree with what he's saying?
I do.
He's also saying it is your choice if you would like to remain ill in the afterlife. It's your choice. I understand that. Do you understand that, Hunter?
I do.
He's also saying the afterlife is larger than you might think. He's also saying, he wants to speak with that Western drawl. He's saying, y'all know that the afterlife is right there where you are right now. I say, I know that. Do you know that, Hunter?
I do know that.
I'm wondering if he's just making use of this podcast to get a message across. Do you feel that, Hunter?
I kind of do.
Not like I don't talk to him all the time, but I guess I never do something like this with him. He's also saying, he's being slow, which is good because I want to make sure I get this message clear. There are many people in the physical world that write to us. And I say, like with a pen and paper? And he's like, yes, you write many letters to us. And I said to him, do they mail these letters? He says, no, Donna. But it's very therapeutic to write letters to those of us in the non-physical world. And I'm saying, well, that's interesting. I don't think I've heard that before. Not in this way. Hunter, is that new for you?
A little bit.
Like we know we can write to them when they're here and never send the letters. I did a lot of that with my dad when I was working on my inner child.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought about writing. And I'm sure people do it. I'm sure people suggest that you could do it. I just never have said that myself, that you could write a letter to your loved one in the world of spirit. And Jerry's saying, we are right over your shoulder reading it.
Mm.
Isn't that beautiful?
Very beautiful.
Hunter, let me ask, do you do that? Do you write letters? I just want to make sure this message isn't just for you or me.
No, I don't, but I do believe in the automatic writing.
Yes, yes. But this is more from not like automatic writing. This is, I'm going to write a letter to my loved one.
Yeah.
Jerry is telling all of us here and everyone listening that the person that you're writing to is standing over your shoulder and reading it as you write it. And I could see him. He's right here with his big cowboy hat and his cowboy boots are clunking on the floor. But he's right over my shoulder. He's saying, that's what we do. So I guess I'm going to say to people listening here that if you'd like to speak with your loved one, here's another way to do it. You can write a letter. He says, a lot of people listening put a pin in it. You know how you put a pin in something, which means I'm going to go back to it?
Yes.
He said, a lot of people say that when they want to communicate with the afterlife, they think about doing it and then they don't. And they say, I'll put a pin in that, or I'll do that at another time. He's saying there is no time. And there also is no time like the present. He's going to continue. If the present were all there was, if the present was all there is, think of everything that you could get done in just one moment, in every moment. If you thought that the present always turns into another moment, that is not being in the present. That is being in future moments.
Mm-hmm.
So he is reminding us to be present, to be as we're writing the letter to ourselves every day. Hey, Donna, what is it you would like to be right now?
Mm-hmm.
What is it you would like to say to yourself right now? I'm asking Jerry again. So tell me again why you're here. I mean, obviously you gave us some great information, Jerry, but give me a little bit more information about why in this reading with Hunter right now. So it's definitely got something to do with the Western theme, because I know that I've been with Jerry in a Western themed life. I know that. I'm getting goosebumps. Okay, so I believe, I don't know yet because I want to hear it from his mouth, but I'm sensing there is a connection also between you and Jerry in a past life. Would you honor that, Hunter?
I would.
I can't wait to hear this story, Jerry, from her mouth. He's saying, for you now, he's talking to you, Hunter, there's a lot of credit left over from past lives. So I'm going to explain what I view as the word credit, because I'm looking at one of my daughter's credit cards right now on her desk, and that's what he's drawing me to. With a credit card, he's saying there's money left over from past lives for you. Money, abundance, not necessarily cash, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying you haven't used it yet, have you?
I have not.
You haven't used the credit from your past life. He's saying, I am telling you, there is a credit from one of our past lives. He's saying you and him, one of our past lives. And he said, Donna, I'm not just talking to her, I'm talking to you too. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting goosebumps. There's credit left over. He's saying, I don't have to give you proof. I don't have to give either of you proof. You already know what we were together in past lives. Hunter, yes?
Yes.
He said, I don't have to give you proof, but he says, you're going to have to review it. You're going to have to review the past lives that you've had with me, both of you. So I'm going to stop for a moment and just tell our listeners, when someone does a reading for this podcast, by the way, anybody can just contact me. I ask, is this going to be a past life reading or a reading with your loved one? And Hunter said, a loved one, but, and I said, no buts. Let's just start with the loved one. And if something else comes through, we'll go with that. Clearly, we've gotten both here. We're getting a loved one, which to me, Jerry is a loved one, even though I did not know him in this life. And it's also, he's talking about past lives. So we're getting a twofer here. Maybe a threefer here because it's you, me, and him. Mm-hmm. I find this so very interesting, but I'm not ready to ask for Hunter's elaboration yet. So Jerry, again, for the two of you, there's a credit that hasn't been claimed yet. And I want both of you today to walk through your moments and say, I claim my credit from my past life. Mm. Got it?
Got it. That's powerful.
When I said it, it was powerful. Like I saw myself walking down the street saying, I claim my credit from a past life. Hunter, tell me what you view as credit from a past life. Again, without telling me the story about Jerry yet, because I'm not ready to hear that. But tell me what you would say about past life credit. I've never heard this term before.
Sure. The way I take it is we have done something for the highest good for all, or we did something. It could have been anything from save someone's life to just be good to others. And we have a credit to bring over to this life, almost as like a thank you, I guess you could say. I just kind of take it as we did something pretty spectacular or beautiful or wonderful in another life. And we have credit in a good way that is ours that we did not know about to take in this life that will help us with whatever it is. It could be to help people. It could be, I don't know what that is. Either way, it's a beautiful thing that we have that we didn't know about. And I personally feel in my soul that it is to help others, also fulfilling part of our soul's purpose in this lifetime.
I think you said that beautifully.
Thank you.
I certainly thought about it the way you talked about this life and what its purpose was, but I wasn't really clear on the past life, what we did to deserve credit. Mm-hmm. But it really could be anything. It could be like you said, hey, help somebody, you did some work, or you yourself spiritually evolved. You just never got a chance to talk about it in that past life. And that created a credit. Mm-hmm. Never heard this before. Have you ever heard it before?
I have never heard it before.
I'm going to go Google it afterwards just to see if
I am too.
I'm going to say I'm the first one to say it.
Yes.
Jerry. Yes, you're the first one to say it. Jerry's telling me, goosebumps again, that you and I were in the same past life. Wow. Hunter, this has never happened in the 10 years I've been giving readings. I felt other people had lives with Abraham Lincoln, and I had a life with Abraham Lincoln. Mm-hmm. And I feel in my life, there are people that I've been in past lives with, but never like this during a reading.
Yes.
I don't know if you can sense that also, but because Jerry's showing it to me, it's very clear. Do you understand?
100%.
I got to hear more from Hunter in a minute. Hunter, what does the month of August have to do with you? Anybody's birthday, anybody's anniversary of a passing?
No, not August.
I think that has something to do with the two of us.
Okay.
I want to say August was your name.
Wow.
August was your name.
Wow.
I'm getting very emotional about this. Wow. I want to say we weren't just like sisters, but I think we were sisters, but we were very close. Like you couldn't tear us apart. Mm-hmm. It's possible a twin thing happened, that we were twins. Wow. Jerry's like, keep going, Donna, keep going. I'm like, doing the best I can. And I feel many angels were continually around us during this past life, still talking about this past life. I feel that we both crossed together. We both left this earth in that lifetime together. And it was backbreaking. Whatever happened, we fell, and it was backbreaking. Any of that resonating with you?
It does. It does.
Do you have back issues?
I do. Not awful, but yes.
Yep, so do I. It was an agreement, though. It was an agreement that we would go together. We purposely left together. I want to say this was double, let's take our lives together. I've never felt this. I mean, I know I've taken my life in many other lifetimes, but I've never felt this as a double. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
I have a lot of pain in the front of my body.
Mm.
Like people were coaxing us to do this. Others were coaxing us to do this because they didn't like what we stood for.
Mm.
A common theme in many past lives.
Yes.
We hung on to each other until that last moment. And we knew we're going to do this together. Are you sensing any of this as I speak this?
I am. I feel just like a lot of heaviness, just kind of right here.
Yeah. And my arms are just cold, my arms, because they've been holding tight.
Yes.
But we had smiles on our faces. We must have known that we would take this credit into the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting? Now, I'll just say to all our listeners, I just met Hunter today. Hunter, you don't know me. I don't know you, right?
That's right.
Phew. Jerry's like, that was good, Donna. That was correct. Thank you, Jerry. You taught me everything I know. So he's saying, I want to talk more about the credit, but I also want, Donna, I want to hear Hunter's version of Jerry. What's going on? Why Jerry stepped in his cowboy. He's very comfortable in his cowboy status. Did he? I don't even know if when he was here, he lived in Texas, if that's where he's from. I don't know much about him from this life.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit.
Well, when I listened to your podcast episode about that, I found myself Googling pictures of him and starting to become very just fascinated with him in general. And I also am very big into his wife's teachings.
Mm.
And I do a lot of work with that and listen to videos and things like that. So that's kind of, I think a lot of people, when you would say his name, they would be like, I have no idea who that is, but I knew exactly who he was. I could put a face with him. And I also just do a lot of soul work and grow with his wife's teachings.
So what Hunter is talking about is the first spirit that appeared to me was Jerry Hicks. And I was telling that story on a podcast episode that I was on someone else's, and Hunter heard that. He must be, because of this past life, obviously drawn to the teachings. He's almost saying, I want you to put a pin in the work. I want you to put a pin in that work and now do your own growing without the need for others. Do you understand?
I do.
He says that's going to make it crystal clear for you. Because right now he's telling me, do you like have this murky sense about where you're going, why you're doing what you're doing? Is that correct?
That's right.
He's saying when you put a pin in the stuff that you've been doing, you will become more clear.
Wow.
All right, Jerry, credit. Or are we going to talk to the loved one who originally Hunter wanted to speak with? Hunter, Jerry's saying we understand the credit. We understand where it's coming from right now. You and I. He's telling me that there are many of you, more. There are more of you, Donna, on that planet right now, in that dimensional planet right now. Again, it's dimensions, right? It's dimensions. There are many of you still that don't understand the credit thing because you keep using the word, here it comes, karma. Many of you keep thinking it's a past life mistake that holds you stuck in karma. And karma is a word I don't use. It's an old paradigm word. But he's telling all of us here that the credit is what you need to bring forward, not the, I'll put this in quotes, bad things, because in this life, there is not that.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't those words. New paradigm, there is only, let's bring forward the credit from the past life. Oh, it's not a debit, Hunter.
Right.
Past lives aren't debits, they're credits. Credits also. Wow. My mind is like going places right now. And I'm like, Donna, stick to the podcast, stick to the podcast. Hunter, do you accept the past life that I gave you?
Yes.
Two of us and Jerry.
Yes.
I want to say Jerry was dad to us in that lifetime. He was our father, but he couldn't protect us. And that made him very sad. And when we crossed, when we passed away in that horrific way, he was left by himself.
Mm.
And he didn't understand the next life. But obviously now he sees it more. And he's telling me, Donna, the order was this. This could not have happened any sooner for both of you. He's telling you and me, and whoever's listening right now, you cannot anymore think that you missed out on things. I have said this before, but he's reiterating. You cannot think if you'd only done something 3 years ago, you'd be further along now. Do you understand that, Hunter?
I do.
He's saying you could go back, all of you, go back to a past life and get the credit. He says, you don't have to do the past life work. You don't have to if you don't want to, or you can't get to somebody that can help you with that. You don't have to. I'm like, Jerry, you realize I do a podcast about past lives? And that's my goal, to get people to come to do a past life. Yes, Donna, don't worry. So all you have to do, to everybody listening, all you have to do is stand up and say, I would like to claim my credit. I want to claim my credit from my past lives. He said, that's right, Donna. Lives, plural. You don't have to claim it from just one. If you want it all now, take it. Take it all now. Take all your credit now if that's what you want. It won't be overwhelming. You understand, Hunter?
I do.
So, Hunter, do you have any questions about this credit that while Jerry's here, we can ask him about?
I don't think I do. I think it's something to just kind of, it's like what he said, to say out loud when we get off of this. And I kind of just trust that. I kind of just trust that process.
Because if you were to claim, like, say you went, into a store, like I have to return something later, I'm going to get that money back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you went into a store and they said, hey, you have a credit on account that you forgot about, like, oh, great, give it to me. They're just going to put it into your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know in the new paradigm, it's not really about cash. It's about abundance. It's about whatever you want to do with your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what credit means. It's not just about, I need the money to do this, because you don't.
Right.
You just need the credit, whatever form it's going to come in and create for you now, in this moment. How's that sound?
Sounds wonderful to me.
Okay, Jerry. He looks really good. If anybody's interested in what Jerry Hicks looks like in the afterlife, he looks good. He's in a cowboy hat and cowboy boots. He's even got his jeans tucked in his boots. Don't know what that means. Don't know if that's the fashion in the afterlife. I know him as what I know him, because we speak a lot, but he's relaxed. He's comfortable. He's available. He said, Donna, that's the biggest thing. I'm available.
Mm.
As all of us are here in this dimension that is right with you.
Yeah.
In your dimension. You must honor your vibration, your consciousness, and know that all of us are together here. in this oneness, we'll call it, for lack of any other word right now in the English language, oneness. Well, I must say I apologize to Hunter that we were not able to get her loved one in this time.
That's okay.
But I feel that this message was a little more pertinent. Do you not?
I do.
I'm so glad. Hunter, would you like to elaborate on anything else?
It just makes a lot of sense that he would come through and share things that I know that I tell other people, but also bring in new information. It just kind of makes your day. It's okay, Hunter, you're on the right path.
That's beautiful. Hey there, this is Donna. I would like to share what happened to me after I claimed my past life credit. I did it directly after this reading, and within 2 days, something happened. And even though it was a sad thing for me and caused me to reflect on something that had been happening in my life for a bit, after I got through with that, it didn't take long, a few hours and a conversation or two with a friend. After that, I felt so free. I could see myself, the image in my mind, I saw myself as open, like a big bright light in front of me. Whereas before, I don't know if I even looked like that in my head, looked for something of a future for me before. It's very interesting and it's still playing itself out. But I would say if you decide to claim your credits from a past life, be prepared. In this world of not labeling things as good, bad, right, or wrong, this could be a real opportunity for growth. Good luck. And let me know if you want by sending me an email. I would love to hear about how your credits showed up for you. I'd like to thank my guest today for allowing all of us to join in on their process, their journey. And I'd like to thank you for not only listening, but coming together in a oneness vibration. Thanks again.